Sunny Gavaskar, Suresh Raina in the house. Sunny bhai, starting with you. Both teams have won the 2 games, so 2 wins out of 2 games sets up this contest very nicely.
It certainly does, because, I mean, both teams, you don't want to get into a tournament having lost the first couple of games or even having lost one of the first 2 games, because that dents your confidence. But the way Pakistan recovered the other day against Sri Lanka, chasing 340, will certainly have boosted their confidence up. And India, of course, have been playing outstanding cricket, both batting, bowling and the fielding as well. The bowling is probably one area, the spin bowling part for Pakistan, which might be a bit of a worry for them, not for India. India's spinners have done well. India's new ball bowlers, Bumrah in particular, has done exceptionally well. So I think India probably just a little bit, ahead as far as I'm concerned.
That's very interesting, Suresh, that Sunny talks about that, almost 350 chase that Pakistan did. It'll give them a lot of confidence. There's a school of thought that said, okay, because Ahmedabad's going to be a good batting track. On that day, had it been an Indian bowling lineup, Pakistan would have struggled to have reached that. Is that the difference between the Sri Lankan team that they played the other day and this Indian team in terms of the bowling strengths that these two teams have?
Absolutely. The way Sunny bhai said, I think, imagine when Kuldeep Yadav going to bowl to Babar or Rizwan, it's not going to be easy. And it's going to be high pressure game. They're playing in Ahmedabad, they're not playing in Hyderabad now. They have to come to Ahmedabad to practice tomorrow to see the field, because it's going to be the amazing crowd. It's going to be full of fans, full of cheer around the stadium. And they need to play their A game. Otherwise, if they lose day after, it's going to be a lot of hard work for Pakistani batter. Because one, Babar is not in a good form. Only they are relying on Rizwan. Imagine if Kuldeep Yadav takes him, or maybe Bumrah, he's bowling really well. So they have to play their A game to beat India.
Is there a weight of history that will be there on the Pakistan team? They've done very well against India in the recent past, we've seen, but that is in the T20 format. You take a look at the ODI World Cup record, it's 7-zip. Does that play on your mind, or do you, because this is a different generation of players, they don't really know much about it?
It does play on your mind for a little bit before the game. Once you enter the field, all these things, are completely forgotten. And you focus on what's you're going to encounter. So yes, I think it'll play a little bit before. It might be something that might actually be an incentive for the Pakistan team to show that, look, that's happened, that we are going to open our account in the World Cups this time around. So yes, that could be well as an incentive. But for India also, it is really something which they want to keep their record going by winning for the 8th consecutive time in a World Cup. So both ways, I think that record will be something that will work positively and negatively as well.
You've been part of some of those teams, that have done so well against that Pakistan team. But there's a school of thought that says at that time, the gulf between the two teams was massive. India had gone so far ahead. Do you think that gap has reduced now with the current Pakistan team?
Absolutely. I think we won in 2011, the semi-final we played in Mohali. Then after that, we won against Pakistan in Adelaide.
Yes.
And Virat Kohli scored 100. And right now, our team looked very balanced. As Sunny bhai mentioned earlier, we have a top 3 class spinner. You have Ashwin, you have Jadeja, you have Kuldeep Yadav. Not to forget, Shami might come.
So for you, Ashwin is playing, not Shardul?
Ashwin will play because they have few left-handers in the middle order. And Ashwin can bowl the Carom one, he can bowl the new ball also. Then they can save Kuldeep Yadav around 17, maybe in between 30, because he will change the game. Because Pakistan likes to, we have seen that in Asia Cup, we have seen that the way Kuldeep Yadav bowled Babar Azam in 2019. So they have some suspect, they doesn't know how to rotate the strike. They only want to play the sweep, then Kuldeep Yadav has edge on against Pakistan batting.
Okay, now to the big news from today, that is Shubman Gill went and did a bit of net practice. Now, we don't know exactly what his health is going to be like, but the fact that he went out and did a net practice tells you that he's kind of recovered. But what do you think should be the right way to deal with him? Do you risk him? Is it a big game? And even if he says, I'm 50, 60, 70% fit, you go with him? Or you say, no, it's a long tournament, we need you further ahead. So even if you're about 80, 90% fit, no, we'll rest you a little bit more and bring you in the next game. What would the team do?
Well, I think it depends on, tomorrow. He's had a net today. How his body holds up tomorrow is going to be the key. That is probably going to be the answer to your question, because he will himself know whether he's fit. Look, here there is no hiding. No hiding in the sense you might be able to, if you bat first, you might be able to say you've got some injury and not come out for fielding. But as a batter, if you're not going to be able to bat 40 overs because you don't have the strength, You might be on antibiotics, whatever it is. You might have just a little bit of weakness. You're not doing your team a favor. So that is very important. And how much, when you talk about how much you need him, at the moment, Sharma has got 100. You've got Kohli and Rahul who got near hundreds.
Yes.
Ishan Kishan and Shreyas Iyer have batted well. So really, there is no cause for worry. If yesterday against Afghanistan, Ishan Kishan had not done well or Shreyas Iyer had not done well, then you would have said, 80, 90, 70%, let's take Shubman Gill because of the kind of form he's been in. But this is a big game against Pakistan. And so it's going to be a touch and go situation. My feeling is that he will not play.
Suresh?
True, as Sanivai said, I think he has to rest tomorrow. He has to rest today because he had a session in the morning. Then doctor has to take a call. Even Rahul Bhai and Rohit has to take a big decision because Ishan done really well in last game and Rohit scored a brilliant 100. If Ishan was not performing well, they could have taken Surya and the team because he's also batting well. He can bat from 1 to 7 anyway. But I think as Sanivai said, it's not going to be easy for Gill because he wants to play. But I think he has some Gujarat Titans thing. He has to come with the Fafla, maybe Thepla. Can bring him a lot of energy, but he has to probably take one more week, I guess.
All right, it might still take time. So good signs, yes, that he started practicing, but it still might take some time before you see him, really play for India. You wouldn't want to risk him and, hurry him into the field because then you could have even worse consequences after that. But for the moment, the Indian team is rejoicing in the victory versus Afghanistan. And I want to draw your attention to two big records that came about in that game, both pertaining to Rohit Sharma. One, that he's got the most hundreds in World Cups, and the other about his sixes. We'll take a look at those records and look at them carefully. And this one, I'm looking at it in terms of most hundreds in World Cup. 7 years, Tendulkar is gone past, Sangakkara is gone past, Ponting is gone past. But I think the one column that you really need to look at carefully is the innings column. 19 innings is all he's played, got 700s in World Cups. Look at the others with 44, 35, as well as if you take a look at that list, you've got 42. I agree the game has changed, the rules have changed, yet if you take a look at that record, it does read and then sound incredible. The other one, the other record that he got on the day is that of most sixes. He went past Chris Gayle. Remember, Chris Gayle up until now was on top of the pile and Rohit Sharma had been chasing him. Now he's gone past him, both well past 500. Nobody else comes in that league. You've got Shahid Afridi, then Brendan McCullum in the 400s, 300s, and Martin Guptill. Okay, to talk a bit more about Rohit Sharma with Sai Bhai and Suresh Raina, let's talk about that consistency. Sai Bhai, this kind of consistency, does this also show you, because World Cup game, no matter the opposition, is a big game, yet in 19 games, almost every other game he gets you 100.
Well, I mean, every 2.5 games, he gets you 100. So 700s in 19 innings just tells you every 2.5 games. And if he wasn't the kind of person who looks to get on with the game and looks to keep the scoring momentum going, then he would have probably had another 300s because he's got to 70, 80. And in looking to do that, he's got out. So it's a tremendous performance. Look, people don't get 700s in their career. Here he's got 700s in the World Cup.
Yeah.
So it's amazing performance. Good to see him also go past 100 and get 130. It was important for him also to understand that he can stay the distance and score that many runs and play a longish one-day innings.
All right, Suresh Raina, Sunny Gavaskar in studio with us. Suresh, when he started playing, everyone knew the kind of talent that he had. But at the start of his career, if I asked you, will he get 700 in the World Cup? You probably would have said yes. If I asked you that he would be the fastest to 1,000 runs in World Cup, you would have said yes. But if I asked you at that time that he'll go past Chris Gayle as a guy who has hit maximum sixes in international cricket, probably you wouldn't have said yes. What is it that he's got, that he's gone on to do something that not too many people expected out of him?
Absolutely, not to forget his 3 double-hundred also. Because the way he hitting sixes, he must have hidden those sixes in the nets also. And he's enjoying his captaincy, he's looking very calm. And the way he's smiling now, he has a lot of patience in his dressing room, teammates around. I think he's in a very good form right now. And more than anything, he's enjoying the process. He's been leading the team really well. He has a best team, I would say, better than the 2011 one, because they have a pace, they have a best spin, and they have a best batting unit also. And he's just enjoying the aura around the team process, enjoying the Rahul Bhai coaching also, and he has the greatest batting lineup. If you see, he just need to, I will make sure he will score the double hundred also in this World Cup.
Okay, that's a big prediction by Suresh, saying that he'll get a double hundred. Sai, do you, has he...
Day after, Friday,
Friday.
against Pakistan?
Maybe we can celebrate the Diwali early.
Diwali will come early. So anyway, on that subject about his six hitting, you know, usually big six hitters, he's not a muscular guy, supremely fit, like not the Andre Russell or Chris Gayle, even Suresh Raina, who does a lot of gym and, you know, chest presses. He's none of that. Yet he hits so many sixes. Does he change the way we look at modern day batsmanship? We look at, okay, in white ball cricket now, if you have to be a six hitter, you have to be this bulky guy. Is he changing the way we look at modern day batsmanship?
He certainly is, because look, his is all about timing. So when he plays the pull shot off the front foot, it's about timing. It's about seeing the ball early, meeting the ball early. Sometimes, you know, he's when the bowler is quicker, he's meeting the ball, allowing the ball to come up with the pace and using the pace for the sixes. So his batting is not just wild hitting. A lot of times when you're getting those 550 sixes, maybe the odd six has gone off the top edge or something like that. But I would like to think that almost 500 of those 550 plus sixes would have come off the middle of the bat, because that is what his skill is, to be able to judge the line and leg and then get into that little position. He's not much as far as footwork is concerned. It's just a matter of, you know, a little bit here and a little bit there, and that is what gets him all those sixes.
Okay, it's been incredible hitting there by Rohit Sharma, and as both Suresh Raina as well as Sunny pointed out, every little piece of India's puzzle is really coming good in this particular edition of the World Cup. We've seen it from Virat Kohli earlier, KL Rahul, now Rohit Sharma in fine form, Jasprit Bumrah, Kuldeep Yadav. They have, you know, the armory right now to be taking a team like Pakistan and start that particular game as the favourites. As I said, we'll keep building up to that big game on India today. For the moment, we're completely out of time on Battle of Champions.